Okay, Chapter 5, Understanding Percents. Our first objective is we want to change between percent and decimal notation. And number 1 asks, how do you change from a percent to a decimal? Well, first of all, let's talk about what a percent is. We've talked about different ways to represent parts of whole numbers. We've talked about fractions. So let's say we've got 7/10. That's a part of a whole number, 7/10. And we've talked about how to change this a fraction to a decimal. And if we change 7/10 to a decimal, that becomes zero point 0.7 or 7/10. And with percents, we now have a third way to express this number. We can write this as 70%. And what we want to do is be able to change between all three different ways of writing this number. We want to change from a fraction to a decimal to a percent, and we want to be able to write one number in three different ways. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about how to go from a percent to a decimal. So let's say we have 70%, and let's see, no, okay, 70%. We want to write that as a decimal. Okay, the first step is to drop the percent sign. Okay, so we're going to take the number and drop the percent sign. And next I'm going to move the decimal two places to the left. Okay, so remember with whole numbers, the decimal is understood to be just to the right of the last digit. And I'm going to move the decimal two places to the left. So it's going to move from here to right there. So my new decimal is going to be right there. So the number is going to be zero point 0.7 or 7/10. Okay, and I don't need that last zero. That doesn't do me any good anymore. So my number is going to be zero point 0.7. I'm going to write a zero in front of the decimal. 0.7. Okay, so when we go from a percent, 70%, we drop the percent symbol and then move the decimal two places to the left. Okay, so we had 70%, and that now becomes zero point 0.7 or 7/10. So let's see some more examples here. Number 2, it says write the following as a decimal. Okay, so first of all, number A or part A, we've got 80.6%. Okay, so our first step is to remove the percent symbol. Okay, so this is going to be 80.6, and then move the decimal two places to the left. So 1, 2. Our new decimal is going to be right there in front of the 8. So our new decimal number is going to be 0.806, right? Or 0.806. Okay, so that's going to be how we write this percent as a decimal. 0.806 or 806 thousandths. All right, number part B, we've got 2.5%. So first we're going to drop the percent symbol to 0.5. And I'm going to move the decimal two places to the left. So 1, 2. My new decimal is going to be right there. And if you don't have any numbers, just fill in with zeros. So our new decimal is going to be 0.025 or 0.025. Okay, C, we've got 0.29%. Okay, so first of all, drop the percent symbol. We've got 0.29 or 29 hundredths now. Now we're going to move the decimal two places to the left. So 1, 2. New decimal is going to be right there. We have to fill in with a 0. Okay. So our decimal is going to be, our decimal number is going to be 0.0029 or 0.0029 or 29 10,000ths. And D, we've got 231%. Okay. So first of all, drop the percent symbol. The decimal point, remember, is understood to be right there. And we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So let's see here, 1, 2. So the new decimal is going to be between the 2 and the 3. So the decimal number is going to be 2.31 or 2 31/100ths. Okay, 3 says, how do you change from a decimal to a percent? Okay, so let's go back to our example of 7/10. Okay, how do you change this to a percent? And really the procedure is just to do the opposite of what we've been doing. Okay, so we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. Okay, 1, 2, just the opposite. So our decimal is now going to be right there. We have to fill in with a 0. Okay, so as a percent, this will be 70%. So 70, and add the percent symbol, so 70%. Let's see some more examples here. Number 4. Part A, we've got 0.78 or 78/100ths. So let's see here. 78/100ths. All we have to do is move the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2. Our decimal is going to be right there. Okay. So as a percent, this will be 78%, and we can drop that 0. That 0 doesn't mean anything anymore. So 78 and percent. So we add the percent symbol, 78%. Okay. Part B, we've got 0.02 or 2/100ths. I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2. Our new decimal place is going to be just to the right of the 2. So we'll have, as a percent, we'll have 2%. We can drop these zeros. They don't mean anything anymore. So 2%. Right. Part C, we've got 5.07 or 5 7/100ths. I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2. New decimal is going to be right there. Okay. So our percentage, as a percentage, this is going to be 507%. So 507, add the percent symbol, 507%. And if it's a whole number, like in part B and C, if it's a whole number, 2% or 507%, you don't have to add the decimal in the final answer, so we can just say 2% or 507%. All right, part D, we've got 0.029. Okay. We're going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2. So the new decimal is going to be right between the 2 and the 9. So we get 2.9. So 2.9%. Okay. And last here, part E, we've got 0.006. Move the decimal 2 places to the right. So it's going to be right there between the, or right in front of the 6. So it's going to be 0.6% or 0.6%.